Hi guys, this is Jan here. As you can see, I've changed the background a little so that you can see a little more about the paintings that actually I have bought in Bali many years after I was there. But the reason I'm just putting them as a background is that I'm going to tell you about my experiences in the Buddhist temple, and especially for this time about the Vipassana that I was called to attend a couple of days after I arrived in the Buddhist temple. I had no idea what it was, and but I was kind of open to everything that could help me. And at that time, I had been in focusing on the physical to heal my sliding disc and to be able to flow better in my life, let's put it like that. And what I'm going to tell you in this video is specifically about what is Vipassana. Secondly, my own experiences by actually walking and sitting the 10-day silent Vipassana in the Brahma Vihara, the Buddhist temple in Bali. And thirdly, my experiences afterwards, because I stayed in the Buddhist temple for 2.5 months. So, and then what is the consequences of when you attend a Vipassana? So let me first start with the Vipassana in general. This is learned from my own experiences, but it's also from the reading of material that different providers have out there, and it often is related to, and mostly related to, the Buddhist temples. The reason for that is very simple, because this is considered the way that actually Buddha found himself and found his meditation way, a way to clean up his inner, clean up his body in the way that it kind of flows easier and creates more creativity and so on. And the whole point about the Vipassana is that there's different angles, you could say, and different people or different monks is actually, and nuns is using different methods. Some is more strict than others, and some is even more open than others. I have attended 2 Vipassanas in Bali, and the first one was a very strict one, which was good because that was the first one. So there was not so much flexibility. This is the way, or you just don't do it, right? And the second one was more open. It was kind of a love, compassion, and peace meditation. But it was Vipassana. But it was also done by 2 different people. The first one was for non from East Java, and the second one was from Brahma, which I then knew as a friend also. And he was more in the compassionate way and so on. That was what it was about. It was about Mahayana Buddhism. So. But in general, let's talk about that. In general, Vipassana is about cleaning out your mind-boggling or mind blockings, and actually clean out your existing perceptions of your life, and you can say of your experiences in life, as well as the tough periods, but also the happy periods of life. And cleaning out doesn't mean that you forget it. It just means that the consequences of those happenings in your life takes a less importance in your perception of life. And the whole point about the Vipassana is actually meditation. And let me express or describe the first 10 days meditation, which basically consists of that you are up from 4 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the night time. And what you do there is basically you meditate sitting for 1 hour and walking for 1 hour. The whole point is to create awareness in you of what is happening in your mind, what is happening in your body, and how does your soul react to that. And you can imagine some of that is pretty physical, because who really wants to sit and walk in a specific way for the whole day, and now you have to do it 10 days. So there is a physical implications in this that I will get into later. But the point is that you basically do this from 4 o'clock in the morning and until 10 o'clock in the night time, and you are only interrupted by a silent lunch, and a silent lunch, which is about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then whatever you want to have of water and so on. And the lunch, of course, have to be very well put together, because you're not supposed to neither dehydrate or lose some of your weight and so on in those 10 days. It's kind of a fasting, but in a very nutritious way, right? So basically that is the content, and then then there's the instructions, which happen every second day in the evening, where you have 2 hours instructions, and that's about the psyche, that's about your body, that's about cosmos. There's a lot of things that is going on, and so it's kind of a whole package, you could say, where you get to learn more about your body, yourself, and yourself in the higher way, but also yourself in how you react to different things. And you learn to be silent. I mean, silence is a metaphor for digging in, right? Digging into yourself and focus on that. And the instructions is also then carried out in the way that you are observed, so that nothing goes wrong, in the way that if you can imagine, if you do these things for so long time, people have to watch over you to see what's going on with this person. Can he handle it? Can she handle it? How do they react to it, and so on. And I will give you a couple of examples of that too. But basically that's it. Every second day you are also observed, and they put you into some questioning and how you experience this and so on, so that they can look in your eyes and see if you're still well. The process, you could say, from a inner and a mind point of view, is that when you do this, your mind starts to, not only the physical, but your mind starts to work differently. So the first 3 days is basically sitting and walking, and whatever comes up of things that you think you need to do something about or think about, you just write in a book, a note in a book, make your notes in a book. But after the first 3 days, you start to get bored. I mean, in the mind, being silent for 3 days, and then also doing these meditations for 3 days is pretty rhythm and routine-like, right? So you start to get bored. But then what happens is that the mind starts doing different things that it's not supposed to do normally. But basically what happens, you could say, on the 4th and the 5th day, is that if you look at your consciousness here, then suddenly from your subconscious comes up, one at a time, things that has blocked you, or things that has not treated you well in your past, things that you might have forgotten about, things that you might have put in a back burner because you didn't want to deal with it. So the whole point is that these subconscious things coming up is that now is the time that you have to deal with it. You have to look into it. You have to reflect on it, and you have to let it go, or you have to deal with what has to be happening, right? So that's what starts happening from the fourth day. And basically that continues all the way through the 10 days. Some have an 8 days Vipassana, some have a 12 days as far as I've read about, and some have a 4 days, which is a light Vipassana. And I don't know about those, but I know about the 10-day Vipassanas. That's what I've experienced. So I don't know exactly what happens in those, whether they go as deep as the 10 days. When introduced to this, they said this is like Navy SEAL. So if you can manage then you can also manage Key West Navy SEAL education, because it's hard for your body, it's hard for your mind, it's hard for your soul. And I will leave you with that. That was kind of the first point of the 3 points, because I don't want to get you too bored on this so quickly. So I will leave you with that, and I will get back to you soon about the second and the third related to my Vipassana experiences. Thank you so much. Love you. See you soon.